6 mysterious deaths that still don't add up. Some deaths come with closure. These didn't. The files were closed. The autopsies filed. The cause listed. But something was off. A missing phone. A second scream. A locked door from the outside. These weren't just tragedies. They were puzzles. And even today, nobody solved them. Let's begin. Case 1. The phone that called itself. Victim: Kevin Tillman. Age: 21. Location: Durham, North Carolina. Year of death: 2017. Kevin was walking home from his cousin's party. No enemies. No fights. Just tired and tipsy. He texted his mom. Home soon. He never made it. The next morning, his body was found slumped against a chain-link fence 2 blocks from his apartment. No injuries. No blood. Just gone. Heart failure, the autopsy said. But Kevin had no heart condition. No signs of overdose. Nothing. But here's the twist. His phone, which was missing at the scene, called his mom 2 days later. No voice. Just breathing. It pinged a location 3 miles away. An abandoned lot. Behind an old church. When police got there, no phone. No prints. Just the faint smell of gasoline. The case? Closed. Natural causes. But Kevin's mom still gets blocked calls every year on the same night. And she swears. Sometimes it's his ringtone. Case 2. The apartment that screamed. Victim: Ayanna Briggs. Age: 26. Location: Baltimore, Maryland. Year of death: 2021. Ayanna just moved into her first solo apartment. A new start. A new job. She posted a selfie on Instagram that night. Caption: Vibes. Neighbors heard screaming at 2:33 a.m. They called the cops. When police arrived, the apartment door was locked. From the inside, no forced entry, no signs of a fight, just Ayanna, dead on the floor. Phone shattered, lips split, eyes wide. They ruled an accident, said she must have had a seizure. But her medical history was clear. One cop, an older one, said something strange. The TV was still on, volume up, and her phone? It was recording. No footage was saved, no backup. But Ayanna's sister later found a voicemail on her own phone, left at 2:29 a.m. It was 11 seconds long, just static. Then, I said no. Then, a scream. They buried her in a lavender dress. But her mother couldn't close the casket because Ayanna's eyes wouldn't shut. Remember to subscribe to this channel. Case 3. The Boy in the Fog. Victim: Jeremiah J.J. Carter. Age: 10. Location: Gary, Indiana. Year of death: 2009. JJ loved trains. Every Sunday, he and his dad walked the old tracks near Lake Michigan. One foggy afternoon, JJ ran ahead. His dad blinked, and he was gone. The official search lasted 48 hours. JJ was found just after sunrise, curled up beneath a signal box 6 miles away. Barefoot, no coat, but dry. Warm, too warm. The coroner said hypothermia, but his skin showed no signs. His stomach had food in it, spaghetti, but his family hadn't had spaghetti in days. Worse, his socks were tucked in his hoodie pocket, perfectly folded. JJ never folded anything. When they checked the train station's cameras, one angle, just one, showed a figure walking with JJ. But the timestamp said 1983. Grainy, black coat, no face. Police dismissed it. Corrupted footage, they said. JJ's mom still visits the tracks. Last year, she found a toy train she didn't recognize. It had JJ's name carved in the bottom. The carving? Fresh. Case 4. The locked car that burned. Victim: Rashawn Ellis. Age: 33. Location: Phoenix, Arizona. Year of death: 2015. Rashawn was a mechanic. Worked nights. Slept days. One morning, his co-worker noticed he never clocked out. They found his car, still parked by the bay. Burned. From the inside, but no exterior damage. The windows were up. Doors locked. Inside, Rashawn. Melted phone. Wallet untouched. No soot in his lungs. He was dead before the flames. The official cause? Electrical fire. But the shop's cameras cut out at 1:43 a.m. He whispered, "They're here. Don't trust the badge. Don't." Then static. The fire chief on that scene later resigned. moved across the country, changed his name. Reporters tried to find him. They didn't. The Ellis family tried to sue, but the city sealed the footage. They said releasing it would spark unrest. Case 5, The Girl in the Mirror. Victim, Kiera Monroe. Age, 17. Location, Atlanta, Georgia. Year of death, 2013. Kiera was popular, funny, and loved her YouTube channel. One day, she posted a makeup tutorial. It went viral, partly because at the 6:04 mark, something moved in the mirror. Behind her, she never reacted, never saw it, but viewers noticed. A tall, shadowy figure wearing her hoodie. The next night, she posted another video. In the comments, someone wrote, "You left the closet open." She pinned the comment with a skull emoji, then never posted again. 3 days later, Kiera was found in her room, sitting upright, makeup half done, mirror cracked. There were no bruises, no wounds, just a faint red mark around her throat. Rope burn, but no rope in the house. Her phone, missing. 3 months later, her mom got a notification. Kiera's YouTube went live. Just for a second. No sound, just a blurry image. Someone standing in a room of mirrors, wearing Kiera's hoodie, facing away. They traced the IP. It pinged 60 miles away, to an abandoned theater. When police arrived, nothing, except a makeup brush. Still warm. These cases were closed, but not solved. The paperwork says accident, fire, natural causes. But if that's true, why do so many of their phones ring long after they're gone? Why do families still find things that weren't there before? Why are their names still whispered? Sometimes the dead rest, but sometimes they reach back. If you like the story, let's know your comment. Follow and subscribe to this channel. Kiera Monroe had been dead for 3 years. But when her YouTube channel suddenly went live, her mom, Latasha, did something no one expected. She clicked the link and waited. The stream was dark, silent, until a single whisper. "Low, female, don't close your eyes." Then, black screen. But in the corner, a notification bell. A new message had arrived. It wasn't from YouTube. It was a live ping from Kiera's iCloud account, which had been inactive since the day of her death. It contained one photo, and what was in that photo changed everything. It showed a dusty mirror, a girl in a hoodie, and behind her another face. Not a reflection, something inside the glass. The metadata said the photo was taken that morning at 4:13 a.m. But the scariest part? The hoodie the girl wore in the photo was the exact one Kiera was buried in. Same bleach stain, same logo. Latasha kept it sealed in a box under her bed. She ran to check. It was gone. The box was empty. Latasha posted the image online, begging for help. It went viral on Reddit. That's when someone else chimed in. A woman named Danielle Tillman, Kevin Tillman's mother. From Case 1, she wrote, "My son's phone called me 2 days after he died. The voice sounded like his, but slowed down. Dragged. I didn't believe in any of this until I saw your photo. That mirror? We had one just like it. It was in Kevin's childhood room. I threw it out when he died. I burned it, but when I zoomed in on your image, that same burn mark is there. Same mirror, same shape. That's when everything spiraled. Internet sleuths dug deep and started connecting dots across all 5 original cases. Jay's toy train, the wood it was carved from, came from a discontinued brand that went out of business in 1983. Rashawn's mechanic shop had one working camera in a side bay. Just one. A tall figure in black is seen walking away from the fire, unburned, before the screen cuts to static. And the girl in Kiera's mirror? Multiple viewers enhance the image. It's not Kiera. It's someone else. A woman with no pupils. Mouth wide, hands pressed against the glass from the inside. A paranormal researcher named Dr. Anita Goldsby published a theory. She claimed each death shared a single element. A mirror, either broken, missing, or newly introduced right before the victim died. But not just any mirror. Antique mirrors, made with mercury silver backing, banned in most countries after the 1960s. Dr. Goldsby claimed these mirrors were once used in ritualistic funerals. The belief? That souls could be trapped inside to delay the afterlife. Her final warning? If one of these mirrors was broken without a cleansing, it wouldn't release the spirit. It would release something else. Latasha didn't want theories. She wanted answers. She hired a PI and found the location where the IP from Kiera's livestream had pinged. An abandoned vaudeville theater outside Augusta. She drove there with her brother, Daryl. They brought bolt cutters, flashlights, and courage. Inside the theater, dark, cold. The stage still had red curtains. Torn, molded. Behind the stage, a long hallway. And at the end of that hallway, a room of mirrors. Smashed, slanted, covered in dust. But in the far corner, a phone. Dead. Musine. But it was Kiera's model. Latasha picked it up. One missed call. From her own number. And then, the flashlight flickered. Daryl turned to speak. But Latasha's scream cut him off. Her reflection wasn't her. It blinked before she did. Smiled before she smiled. Then, the room shattered with noise. Dozens of phones. From the floor. From the walls. All ringing at once. One ringtone was Kevin Tillman's. One was Ayana's. One was JJ's. And one was her own voice. Laughing. Back home. Latasha went through Kiera's cloud again. One new file appeared. It wasn't a video. It was a folder titled Incomplete Cases. Inside, 5 audio clips, each one matching one of the original cases. Kevin's had a heartbeat, but the last 3 seconds sounded like a ticking clock. Ayana's was the full recording from her phone. At the end, a voice whispered, "You're next." JJ's clip was ambient train noise. Then a voice said, "Where's your coat?" Rashawn's featured a police scanner. One voice said, "We found the lighter. It's still cold." Kiera's file? Just this. "You should have left the closet closed." Remember to comment, follow, and subscribe to this channel. Case 6, The Forgotten Girl. The folder updated. A 6th case appeared. Latasha didn't recognize the name. Mina Gray, age 16. Reported dead by suicide in 2022, but her case hadn't gone viral. Hardly anyone had heard of it. Latasha searched her up, found a GoFundMe page from her mom. One photo caught her breath. In the background, on Mina's dresser, was a mirror. The same one. Carved edge. 3 black spots on the corner. Latasha contacted Mina's mom. No response. Until 2 a.m. that night. A call. Blocked number. She answered. The voice on the other end said, "Too late." A week later, Latasha received a package. No return address. Inside, 5 small objects. A folded sock. A cracked makeup brush. A toy train wheel. A melted SIM card. A necklace with a broken chain. And a note. "They were never yours to bury. They never left. They're still watching. But you brought them closer." One more thing was in a box. A mirror, wrapped in black velvet. The last line of the note? "Don't look. Not yet." That night, Latasha woke up gasping. Not from a dream. From a sound. Breathing. Right beside her bed. She reached for her phone. It was hot to the touch. The screen glitched. A new voicemail. No caller ID. She pressed play. Kiera's voice whispered, "He's not in the mirror anymore. He's here. Absolutely." Here's the final ending of the story in under 500 words, preserving the tension, emotional weight, and chilling suspense. Latasha stared at the mirror, wrapped in black velvet. Heavy, cold, ancient. She hadn't touched it since the package arrived. But something changed that night. The house was still. No wind. No open windows. Yet, her bedroom door creaked. Open. She stepped toward the mirror. Not to unwrap it, just to check that it was still covered. But the velvet cloth? Gone. She hadn't moved it. And now the mirror sat exposed. Slightly fogged, like someone had just breathed on it. She leaned in, slow, cautious. And that's when she saw it. Her reflection blinked. But she didn't. Her heart froze. She stepped back, and it smiled. Not wide, not dramatic, just slightly wrong. Her phone buzzed violently on the nightstand. A new voicemail. She grabbed it. No caller ID. She hit play. A child's voice whispered, "Mom, he's not in the mirror anymore." A pause. A breath. "He's behind you." She turned. Nothing. But in the mirror, a tall figure stood over her shoulder. Shadowed. Featureless. Closer than before. And on the phone, one last sound. The click of a doorknob turning. The story ends here. But ask yourself, If some mirrors hold reflections, what happens when they decide to step out? Comment, follow, and subscribe to this channel.